accordance with Section 5 of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Laws 1975, be advised that notice of this meeting was made by posting on the bulletin board, town hall, and sending to the officially designated newspapers indicating that the meeting would take place at the community center at 6:30 p.m. on the state. The fire exits are located in the far right corner in the back and to my immediate left in the front. For Resolution 156-20, establishing rules of conduct and decorum for public meetings, please be advised of the following. All members of the public must step up to designated public microphone, state for the record their name and address before addressing mayor and council. Roll call.
Councilman Aguirre is absent. Councilman Haynes.
Here.
Councilman Rose.
Here.
Councilman McDonald.
Here.
Councilman Slugbear.
Here.
Council President Burnside is absent.
Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First up, we have an appointment for the Board of Health. Joanne Scalia, as a Board of Health member. Joanne is a lifelong nurse with a wide variety of experiences in clinical administrative roles. She's a great fit for the Board of Health. Thank you for volunteering, and we'll swear you in.
Do I come up there? Yeah.
I'll come by you.
Yep. You got it? You got it? Yeah, Tom's got it.
Do you, Joanne Scalia, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in the state under the authority of the people, so help you God?
Yes.
Do you further solemnly swear that you will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of Board of Health member according to the best of your ability?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
It's
Yes.
fine.
Oh. I can do that.
Thank you. Thank you for stepping up and alone numbers. Yes, thank you, appreciate it very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Can I have approval of minutes for the regular meeting September 26, 2024?
Motion.
Second. Second.
Aye.
Council reports. Councilman Slugbear.
Evening, Mayor, Council, for Rockaway residents. A few things on my list here for tonight. Ordinances, we will be having a meeting on the 22nd this month to go over some more topics we're looking at. On top of that, Memorial Day meeting, the Memorial Day Committee, we met last week. And we're already working on next year's parade. And on top of that, for Veterans Day this year, a group of us will be traveling down Homedale for the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, going down there and presenting some roses for the soldiers that died from New Jersey. Number 3, my third topic, environmental group. We met last night, and they're already on a process of cleanup. They're talking about doing a cleanup this October. It just, there's not enough time because the vegetation is very high on the river, so you can't see all the debris. So we're looking at May for 2025. I gotta bring this up because this is fire prevention. Fire prevention week, month this week, this month, I'm sorry. It's always a good thing for residents and for us ourselves to look at our batteries, our smoke detectors, carbon monoxide, because they have a lifespan. So does the units themselves. Make sure your wood stoves, fireplaces, clean your flue pipes, make sure they're clean and inspected. Why? Because we crease up those up. We don't want any problems in your houses. It's a big thing I'm always advocate about fire prevention. Fire Rockaway's been very good, and we want to keep it that way. That's my report tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Yeah, just to follow up, I got some additional information from your environmental meeting last night regarding, I guess we had a positive West Nile result from the mosquitoes. So we did look in with the mosquito commission, and I just kind of wanted to report on where we keep the mosquito traps, around town. down at Tony Field, we have 4 traps, and then they're set, about 4 times during the season, between the spring and the fall. Different traps, different traps are set. We have East Flag Street, 3 sets are trapped, back in the woods there. And then, Lincoln Ave, ball field, we have 1 trap, and that was set, in June. So, we do have, current testing going on. Unfortunately, with the positive result we had, back in East Flag, back in the woods back there, closer to the river. So,
Thank you, Mayor, for that addition. But also, the neighboring town of ours also had the same issue last month. So it's an existing problem.
is that Denver?
Rockaway Township.
Oh, Rockaway Township, okay.
Correct.
All right, but yeah, so we are tracking and testing
Thank you.
for the season. Motion to accept the report of Councilman Stockmeyer?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Councilman Hurley?
Thank you, Mayor. Fellow council members and members of our public joining us today. Start off with the Finance Committee and our accounts payable for October. I move that the bills presented to the Borough of Rockaway for payment by the borough as evidenced by proper vouchers be referred to the committee or unit contracting for the same, and when endorsed by them and approved by appropriate action of council that they are to be paid.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Thank you. Just a couple of quick updates. Attended the fire chief's inspection dinner last Saturday. The inspection ceremony in front of the firehouse, very well done. Our fire department looks great. Mayor Mulligan was there to inspect our fine team, and then traveled up to Casabianca along with Councilman Sockbauer and Councilman Haynes and Council President Burnside and our clerk, Ms. Kisplich. Great time. I really do want to thank the Fire Chief Santiago and Second Chief Joey Van Saders. They pulled together a great team. I mean, their first time around in the fire department for leadership positions, and I think they did a fine job. So we thank them for that. Just a quick update on the yard sale. A week ago Saturday, we had the annual yard sale, and unfortunately it was a gloomy day. But then every dark cloud has a silver lining. We probably, and Tom, you could help me with this because you started the event about 8 years ago. I think we had a record participation. We had 62 homes and families participating in the event. And we handed out by 11:45 over 110 maps, and many people actually took pictures of them. So, talking to the folks here, the weather was crummy, but it seems the activity was up there. Tom, do you have a record for that one? We were trying to find it.
I think the most I had was 52 or 53.
Yeah.
So we did well. The weather was gloomy, but you know what? You can't predict the weather. It was still a great day. It's a great day for Rockaway, for getting out, socializing with your neighbors. I think it's a great event. I love it.
And finding a lot of good bargains. Yeah.
Nothing you need that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. A unique thing occurred the day after. We opened the museum again, and our thanks. I just want to publicly recognize all the team, including Councilman Slockbauer, Debbie Tansel, Kate Lynch, we have David Colleen Conville. All did a great job for renovating the museum. And on Sunday, the day after the yard sale, I was there. A gentleman stopped by the name of Justin Wartell. He's from Bergen County, he said he lived in Hasbrook Heights, teaches as a professor of business and marketing at Bergen Community College in Paramus. But one of his passions is visiting museums in smaller local communities. Introduced himself and we started to chat. In fact, we chatted for a good portion of the afternoon. He got there about 10 after 1 and was there with us at the close. Turns out that Mr. Wartell is a blogger who runs a national site for visiting all of these museums. And through the course of the afternoon, we're discussing our history, we're discussing the development of industry and business in the town, where it began, Revolutionary War, up to the Civil War, all the way through the Mars Canal, the history of the town up to the current point. And he asked me about the downtown section. He says, what's going on down there? And I mentioned that we have an aggressive program going on with redevelopment. We already are engaged with a couple of developers who are going to revitalize the downtown. He was quite interested. But he was also impressed with the museum. And as we were going around, he was taking photographs of every exhibit, every display, all of our artifacts. And I guess it was Tuesday of last week, he sent a quick memo to Ken under the cover of Borough Clerk, but addressed to me. I don't know how he did that, but I'm just going to read you experts because it's really warming. Dear Mr. Hurley, it was nice, very nice meeting you last week, and I hope this email reaches you. I finished my blog on your wonderful museum and is now published on WordPress.com for the entire world to see. You have already gotten 10 views in 10 days. Here's a copy. We have the link up on our historical committee site. Just go to rockawayborough.org/historical committee. It's on the front page. He goes on to say, I hope you enjoyed reading it. I also took your advice and had lunch at Anthony's Pizza. What a wonderful restaurant, and the owner was so nice, he offered me a slice of his specialty stuffed pizza. It was delicious. I gave you both a glowing and wonderful review on TripAdvisor. So I went into TripAdvisor, and there it is, his entire review of his journey through Rockaway Borough, and we got 4 stars. So he invited people to journey in, sample, all of the restaurants and hospitality, but also to stop at the historic sites. I pointed a few of them out through town. And he says, I toured your downtown district, and you have so much potential for business. Walked through the Presbyterian Church Cemetery, and it has a lot of potential for cemetery walks, especially at Halloween. He mentioned a number of towns, Kingston, New York, Ridgewood, New Jersey, who do the same type of things. He says, and to that end of the blog as well, when I saw the Jackson family plot the cemetery, and remembering you showed me the deed. Hope you liked the review on WordPress. Just let you know that he updated the site, and he finishes with, I hope this helps the museum, and best of luck in your redevelopment. I think you'll be very successful. Have a good weekend, Jason Luttrell. So a nice comment from somebody who traveled in that we never met before, really thought the town was wonderful, gave us high reviews, kind of proud of that, because it's rare that somebody comes in from that far and spends that amount of time with you. So just wanted to pass that along, a little bit of good news. And just to finish up, the historical committee will be participating in the annual Spooktacular. We will co-chair a station with the Friends of Library and hand out tons and tons of candy, sugar, and whatever to all of the thousands that will be there for the grand event. That's my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Great report, thank you. Mayor, motion to accept the report of Councilman Hurley.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Councilman Haynes.
No DPW report. However, though, I did want to add, last Saturday I had the pleasure of attending both the PBA pig roast and the fireman installation or inspection dinner. Pig roast was a good time. The mayor was there. Commissioner Shaw stopped by. Rickus. Who else was there?
Sheriff.
The Sheriff Gannon was there, as well as Senator Bucco. So we had quite a showing. They had about eight games set up for cornhole. I guess there were around 100 people there. It's the first time they've done it since 2019. They plan to do much more next year and a lot more advertising, but it was a very good time. I also want to add at the installation dinner, and something that Jim and Tom may have forgotten, but Anthony Carmangelo, who is the owner of Anthony's Pizzeria, and his brother Rob were also made honorary members of the fire department. So that was a really nice touch. You could see that they were really proud and very happy, and really nice to see they went back to Casabella, a really good crowd. Our only leaving crowd in past years, they would be there quite late, but now they're leaving a little bit earlier, so that's my report.
And I did share, he rated him 4 or 5 stars on TripAdvisor.
Alright, thanks. Motion to accept the report of Councilman Haynes.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Councilman McDonald?
Good evening, everybody. Just an update and a reminder that Saturday, the 10/26 is Spectacular 5. They're having. Our rec committee is preparing for that. It's a lot of work, as I mentioned. It's a vendor sold out. There is a waiting list. Just times, it's from 5:30 to 8:30, and again, stroller friendly is from 5:30 to 6:30. So again, our next rec meeting is Tuesday, 10/22. 7 p.m. here at the community center, so final preparations will be made at that meeting for the spectacular. And if anybody has any other questions for rec, please let me know. That's all I have.
Motion to accept the report of Councilman McDonald.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Attorney?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple of quick items. So I have one item for further discussion, executive session, but a few other updates. Worked with the clerk, was able to get the revision of the bid specification for the carbon replacement project, which was quite an undertaking, but now at least we have like a good form of a spec to use for goods and service contracts when our engineer is not involved. So we'll have that. A couple of ordinances are on for adoption tonight that I worked on, but I'll save that for discussion at the hearing. And last but not least, certainly not least, because I think this is very good news to report, I'm pleased to report that we were able to we had a long-standing tax appeal, our oldest one, 13 years under appeal. The address is 377379 Route 46. The owner is listed as Lilly Enterprises, but I don't know what business that is. But I'm pleased to report that they withdrew all 13 years of appeals on an assessment that was 1.15 million. And I didn't run the taxes that they pay for each year, but the 2024 taxes are $38,237.50. So it's probably somewhere in that neighborhood times 13, and the borough's not getting any deduction. So thought that would be very good news.
Nice job. Nice job. Thank you. Thanks, John.
Well, I think the other Joe would get more credit.
Oh.
But I'll take it.
Here, so you guys.
I'll tell you, we work together.
Keep it in the family.
Keep it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take all his credit, but it was primarily him, it was his case. And that's my report.
Motion to accept the report of the attorney.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mayor's report, a couple different things. The fire department, the Rockaway Borough Fire Department took the following actions at its October meeting. Scheduled drills for October 4th and 16th, as well as the chiefs are requesting to take vehicles 410, 414, and one engine to the Woodland Park Holiday Parade on November 30th. 410 is the chief's vehicle, 414 is the utility truck, and certainly the engine. So, can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right, also, fire department, just a reminder, on the ballot, next month, there is a public question to be voted upon. Shall the Borough of Rockaway be authorized and amend the length of service awards program, LoSAP, and annual contributions of the deferred income account for its volunteer firefighter and rescue squad members who meet borough adopted eligibility criteria to increase the maximum annual LoSAP contribution for firefighters to $2,023, along with automatic annual consumer price index adjustments thereafter. Just a quick definition, LoSAP is a system established to provide tax-deferred income benefits to active volunteer members of an emergency service organization. In 1998, the state of New Jersey signed into law the Emergency Services Volunteer Length of Service Award Program, LOSAP. As we are an all-volunteer fire department in 1998, the Borough of Rockaway adopted this program into ordinance for us. Where do the contributions go? Contributions are deposited into the volunteer firefighters' deferred compensation plans. These plans permit the governing body or volunteer to direct the investment of funds in various investment vehicles. These plans are set up like retirement funds. The funds may be only accessed penalty-free after the volunteer is vested in a 5-year period and qualifies for retirement. The current contribution is for LOSAP is $800 per firefighter who meet eligibility criteria. And I guess the maximum that we can go up to is $2,023. So that is the question that is on the ballot in November. You vote on. Also, I finally got a copy of the RVRSA engineering 5-year planning report. It will be posted on our town website for those who want to take a look at it. It is a 35-page document. Certainly, some parts you almost need an interpreter to understand what's going on, but it really just summarizes, RVSR history, the wastewater management plan status, some current and future capacity assurance program status, plant performance, recommendations from the last inspection report, major projects performed during the last 5-year period, any expansion-related activities, and recommended major projects for the next 5-year period. So that will be on the borough website for anybody to access and read.
You don't want to read some of it here?
35 pages.
35 pages.
It's easy.
Yeah.
And that was adopted at the RVSR Sewer Authority meeting held on September 12th. As a quick note, Angela Natal put the pumpkins up on the Rockaway Borough sign across the river, down Flower and Rio was on the other side. But anyway, we have 2 sides of the pumpkin, and then we have the Rockaway Borough in the middle. So that was done last weekend. Police. So the current, for the month of September, they had 1,192 calls for service, 30 motor vehicle crash investigations, 41 traffic stops, 36 citations, 5 arrests. Also, this morning, Chief Peppermint Lieutenant Richardson, who is the Department Accreditation Manager, went before the New Jersey State Chiefs of Police Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission Review Board at the South Brunswick Township Police Department in Monmouth Junction for a review of the agency's final assessment report prepared following the on-site assessment of the police department in July 2024. The review concluded with a unanimous vote for reaccreditation of the Rockaway Borough Police Department, finding that they have adopted, implemented, and operate consistent with the best law enforcement practices of today. Chief Peppermint would like to thank the residents and businesses of Rockaway Borough and recognize the support of the mayor and council through the process. Additionally, he would like to recognize all the officers within the department for their continued professionalism and training that accreditation requires. Accreditation is good for 2 years. That's all I have. Motion to accept the report of the mayor.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Maybe we should mention to the chief that we will congratulate him on that.
Yeah.
Achieving that level of certification is very important.
Sure. Report of administrator.
Good evening, everyone. 2 points I'd like to bring up. We had our note sale yesterday. We received 3 bids. The lowest being 3.63%. That was First Bank. That's the winner of the bid. We had also Oppenheimer at 4.25% and PSC at 4.5%. So we will have the note closing on October 21st, I believe it is.
What was the number on that one?
3.63.
What was the term? How long?
It's only a year.
Okay.
The notes are only a year. We went out for 1.9. Wait, okay, I gotta say it. 1,917,330. And then the other, item is, we had our tax sale this week, and that was on 10/8, which was, I believe, Tuesday. We had 4 properties going to tax sale, and all 4 properties were, bid on, and, none were struck off to the town, which is always good, because that means these people that bought the tax sales will can maintain the property taxes and keep us whole, so. That is my report, other than a closed session for contract negotiations.
Motion to accept the report of the administrator.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Report of the clerk.
Just 2 quick reminders for me. October 29th is the deadline to apply for a mail-in ballot by mail for the general election. And also early voting starts October 26th. And again, our closest location is Denville Town Hall.
Motion to accept the report of the clerk.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Yeah, I'm sorry, can I just ask the clerk to repeat, when does early voting start?
October 26th.
Okay, thank you.
And the mail-in ballots already went out.
The mail-in ballots have gone out, but they can still be requested by mail through October 29th.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Resolutions, consent agenda. 170-24, approved water allocation application for 200 East Main Street. 171-24, appoint class 3 officer at Lawrence High School. 172-24, appoint crossing guard. 173-24, refund construction permit fees, block 38, lot 13.01.
Motion to approve resolutions in the consent agenda commencing with 170-24, all through and inclusive of 173-24.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Hayes?
Yes.
Councilman Hurley?
Yes.
Councilman McDonald?
Yes.
Councilman Salzman?
Yes.
We have one ordinance for introduction. Amend and supplement chapter 169, land use administration and procedures, and chapter 172, zoning, and the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Rockaway. Purpose of the ordinance is to expand the area where sandwich board signs are allowed. Have a motion?
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3 ordinances for introduction, for adoption, I should say. 24-21, amend chapter 241, vehicles and traffic. The purpose of this is just to make a correction to a street name. So a motion?
I'll motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call? Oh, before roll call, I'd like to open the meeting to the public just for this ordinance only. Hearing none, close the meeting to the public. Roll call?
Councilman Hayes?
Yes.
Councilman Hurley?
Yes.
Councilman McDonald?
Yes.
Councilman Salzman?
Yes.
24-22, amend chapter 169, performance and maintenance guarantees. The purpose of the ordinance is to amend and supplement the language regarding the performance and maintenance guarantees, as well as adjust zoning permit fees.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
I'd like to open the meeting to the public for this ordinance only. Hearing none, close the meeting to the public. Roll call?
Councilman Hayes?
Yes.
Councilman Hurley?
Yes.
Councilman McDonald?
Yes.
Councilman Salzman?
Yes.
24-23, amend chapter 197, property maintenance. The purpose of this ordinance is to regulate parking upon the exterior portion of any residential premises of the property, except upon driveways and parking areas constructed and installed in compliance with applicable borough ordinances.
I'll motion.
Second?
Second.
I'd like to open the meeting to the public for this ordinance only. Hearing none, close the meeting to the public. Roll call, please.
Councilman Hayes?
Yes.
Councilman Hurley?
Yes.
Councilman McDonald?
Yes.
Councilman Salzman?
Yes.
I'd like to open the meeting to the public.
Bonnie Hook, the only thing I'd like to say is I did read that blog and it was very, very nice.
Oh, thanks.
And you
Brian.
guys were lucky to have that, that's great. Good advertisement for the town.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We have to give it one correction. He mentioned that the museum was on a quarry site. It's actually the Donatoni lumber mill site.
Oh.
So, but he was quite enthusiastic. Thanks for that.
It was nice, I read it, it was very, very good.
Yeah.
And the garage sale was good too, I have to say,
Great, great.
so.
Stop by, have
Keep
a
up.
sample it. The folks did a fine job.
I have a couple things to bring you too, I think, that I've had, so, for a while on the town, you might want.
Thank you.
Okay, very good.
Any other comments from the public? Hearing none, close the meeting to the public. Motion to close session.
Motion.
So I'd like to advise, we will be taking action coming out of closed session.
I think Pat seconded.
What's that?
I second
I believe Pat seconded.
the closed session, I second it.
How long will you be in closed session?
30 minutes, 15 minutes?
I mean, if it's just the one thing I have, I don't think it'll be that long at all.
And then how long meeting?
Unless there's a couple of minutes.
Hopefully.
It should be, it
10
shouldn't be
to
that
15
long.
minutes.
Okay, we'll wait outside, I'll wait outside if you let me know when you're done.
You gotta earn your keep tonight.
So, in advance of a motion that will be made momentarily, just to explain, so the public is aware of what's going on. The motion that's gonna be made is to authorize the mayor to execute an estoppel certificate in connection with the RPM development. And just briefly, for the benefit of the public, an estoppel certificate is literally just a confirmation to a third party that the agreement that you have in place is valid, binding, and has not been violated. So in other words, RPM is getting its financing and loans together for the property, and whoever their lender is basically just wants the borough to confirm in writing that the developer's agreement that was executed, I don't know, a year or so ago, is still valid, binding, and has not been violated. So that's all the estoppel certificate is.
I make a motion to authorize the mayor to execute an estoppel certificate agreement with the developer RPM.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.